Right, here we are with the little made Rite. This is an early Dominion, I guess. I don't know when Dominion started making fans. Got a few issues. I want to put a new cord on it, and I might rewire it all the way up to the head wire just to practice doing it. Not sure if I'm going to do it right, but I'll make a drawing and a schematic, I guess, so that I know what I'm doing. It's just one speed on and off with a push button, so it should be fairly simple to do. So we'll see how that goes. I gotta find a cord. This has got the original cord, which is cracked and pretty wretched. I had to put something around it just to run it safely when I originally did the video on it. So it's a neat little fan. The blades are still out of balance, but it turns real free, and it's brown in color. It's not as rusty as I had thought when I originally found it. We got a steel cage that was silver, like spray painted silver, and that's what you got. Pretty basic little, desk fan, and we'll see if we can get it tore down today anyway. All right. Now, as is the case with so many of these, we have a double bolt that holds the grate onto the stud, and then that unbolts, and then your fan housing comes apart, as you can see there. So that's what we're going to try to do first. Alright, I've been trying some new camera angle stuff with some different ways of mounting the camera, and, the hardest part is keeping my fat, stupid belly out of the pictures. So now we're going to try to remove the cage, see if you can see, and I've got just, adjustable wrench here. Might not be the right tool for this, but I'm going to try it anyway. And that was easy enough right there. That guy came loose. We're going to try not to clang up the blades too much as we do that, but we want to get it finger loose so that we can pull it off of there, and that's still a little too tight. Oh, there we go. We got it. So that one's coming off there. Bugger, that went in. That's my luck. That bolt that just came off went into the fan housing. That's the kind of luck I have, gentlemen. So again, we're looking for loose direction. There we go. Couple of turns. And hopefully it's loose enough. Not yet. Okay. Back to the wrench. Other way, buddy. Go the other way. Alright. Let's see how we feel now. Still a little tight on there. There we go. Got a little movement now. This one was a little more difficult than the other one. Now, as with a lot of these, the blades should just sort of pop out of here. There should be an easy way to get this apart. Without bunging everything up too much. See if we can figure out what that is. Here we go. There you go. So your cage is off. Now we have just the blades. Let's change our camera angle. So here's our blades. They're not perfectly even. We'll take a look at them once we have them off. All I'm going to do is hold on to the blade and use the adjustable wrench to see if we can free this nut at the end here. And it did. That was pretty easy. Okay. There is a nut and a little lock washer, and we want to try our best not to lose those. So there we go. We had our blades, a lock washer, and our nut. And then on the other side of the shaft is a set screw on the back, or nut. I don't know what you'd really call that. So good. So now we have made a little progress. Now we're going to pull the rest of it apart and see how we do. Now I'm going to need to take this off in order to get the front housing off of here. So we're going to try that now. It seems like it's not that tight. It should just come right off of there. It's possible that the blades were wobbly because the the two pieces weren't tight together. So when we get it all back together, we'll see how it goes. As far as the motor, it's a very thin little shaft. We have a little play up and down here in the bearing. You could see that with your eyes. That's actually a lot of play. And a little bit of play to and fro. But it does spin really, really free, which, for whatever it's worth, that's pretty nice. We have two different bolts on here. We have a hex, and then we have an old-fashioned square bolt. So obviously this has been apart. Someone's been messing with it. But that's normal with these old deals, right? We're kind of used to that. So anyway, let's see what happens next. Right now I'm just unscrewing these. Nothing was very tight on this. And not a lot of rust. Again, when I first saw the picture of this, it seemed like a rusty old piece of garbage. But it turns out it's just painted brown. A lot of these are green. This isn't coming off totally effortlessly, but it's coming off. Again, this is the square antique nut. Why you would use that on this, I don't know. But sometimes when you're taking things apart, if you lose a piece, you got to go with what you got, right? And so these each have a lock washer against the motor housing, it seems like. And the grate went on, and then there was a lock washer on either side, it seems like. This is a little stiff. There we go. Alright, so we got this going. A little disassembly action. We put these where they go. Okay. And then we're going to see what part of what comes apart next. We got to take a closer look. The front of the motor housing is primary. That's what hooks to the fan base. So, in order to get the rest of this, nothing's coming apart yet because we have to remove the back screw on the round part of the housing. So we're going to do that now. It almost doesn't fit. All right. There we go. There's our screw. 1 second, please. I keep everything in one of these part organizers because I'm an idiot and sometimes I lose stuff. Sometimes I even take a piece of masking tape and I write what the part was in case I'm going to forget. Alright, so now we should have some freedom. Alright, here we go. Now, the wires go through it, obviously. So we've got, we might not have the easiest time pulling that all the way out. And here's our motor. Let's take a closer look at the old dealie. Alright, I'm handheld cameraing now. Alright, this phone is a little better. The last phone used to get all this crackling noise and unnecessary noise. This one's a little better when I do the handheld. You see we've got the inside of our motor housing. We've got our press button switch. Bake light on the back, it's intact. We've got, this is cloth covered wire here leading to the switch, and then that goes to our, I'm not exactly sure how any of this works. Now we have a 2-pole motor, pretty small everything. Get out of the light here. Not too crazy dirty or whatever. Not sure how to get all of this apart. But it's in there. Oh, maybe it does pull out. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. So I'm wondering if this comes out. And it does. It just pulled right out of there. There were 2 spacers to hold the motor proud into where it needs to be. And they're just sheet metal. They're not even a tube. So there's 2 of those, and they would have gone here, I think. They sort of popped out when I pulled the whole thing out. So then here's the front of the motor. Cool. So we'll clean it and oil it, whatever. So we've made a little progress as far as pulling this apart. It's pretty interesting to see. For now, I'm going to mount it back in there just because why not? That's what I'm saying to you. There. Ugh. Dropping parts. Don't want to do that. Alright, I'm just going to lay this down. That's why I need a parts bin for my parts. There you go. Don't drop your parts, guys.